All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we are continuing our series. We're literally on day 106, I believe, if I've done my math appropriately. And our goal is to be able to sell options. We're doing it live on camera. We're going to be adjusting some trades today. We've got a couple positions that are in trouble. I'm going to show you the strategy that we use to try to make certain that we don't ever lose money when we're selling options. Now, keep in mind, there are several things about selling options that are absolutely incredible. First and foremost, you always know your statistics. You know with fair amount of accuracy your statistical chance of success before you enter the trade. That is incredible, and it's only in options that you're able to do that. The other thing that I'm going to show you is that whenever you properly manage your portfolio, even when trades go against you in the rare opportunity, because typically we have over a 90% chance of success with our trades, but even when the trade happens to go against you that 10% of the time, you can still adjust a possible losing trade and make it into a winner. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that here on today's video. By the way, if you want to follow my journey, you want to understand how to sell options. I don't have a full tutorial yet. I may be putting that up in the future. You can definitely smash that like button if you want to see a tutorial. But what you will see on this series is you will see me explaining 95% of all of my trades in real time. I am being transparent. I'm showing this with my real account, my real portfolio. And if you appreciate that, do me a favor and smash that like button. My hope and goal is that people will discover options trading, particularly on cryptocurrency, particularly using a platform like Derive, which is a more of a decentralized options trading platform. And they'll be able to understand how to incorporate some of this in their own trading strategy with their own risk management. Now, I'm not recommending that you do options trading or anything like that, but I am hoping that you'll learn from my videos. And if you choose to get started with options on your own and your own risk evaluation, that you'll be able to get started and you'll have some confidence to be able to get started is what I'm trying to say. All right. By the way, again, this is the Derive platform. They do not sponsor this channel, but I do have a link down in the description. It is an affiliate link. It is the platform that I use. You have to have cryptocurrency. You have to have a MetaMask wallet, and you have to be able to get started. It's that simple. They don't, by the way, do any KYC. There's no setting up an account or anything like that. It is decentralized. If you're in the US or some other country that is restricted, you can use a VPN. They don't say that. I'm saying that because I use it when I travel and when I reside in the US. So whenever you are in the US or some other country that they may restrict you, just simply turn on your VPN. You will be fine. I'm fine. It works just fine. In fact, I opened my account originally in the US using Derive. That's simple enough. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Again, links in the description if you want to check these guys out. So here we go. We'll go to home. I know we have positions in trouble like this one right here. And I'm going to, the market has moved about 7%, and I just opened this position. I think this is one that I opened up yesterday. Let's see. History. I did open up two positions on camera. Let's come to trades. 18th, and I added one here. I opened a couple positions on off camera. I think it was these two right here. But this one, I think someone in trouble. Anyway, let's go back and take a look at this. Where are we at? It doesn't matter what that says. We need to let's see what this delta is. Keep in mind, we adjust trades when the delta is at 30. Sometimes we do it at 29 or 28, but if it's at 30, we adjust it. Let's see, October 18th, 2700. Options, October 18th. 2700 strike, and it's a call because it's above the market, and that delta is 35. Yep, we will be closing that out. So let's quickly take a look at our collateral value. You want to track that because my goal is always to never lose collateral, or to do my best not to ever lose collateral. So our collateral value is 21,837. We'll say 838. All right, 21,000 right here, 838. This is the price that we'll have if all of these were to expire in our favor, which is worthless, then we would have $21,838. This is the account value. If we were to sell all of our options now minus trading fees, this is what we would have. So we're going to come down here and we're going to go ahead and close this one out. Close it out. So max close. We're going to lose, it says $29. We actually lose a little bit more than that, I believe. But we'll go ahead and close that position out. This is going to free up our capital, so we'll have a little more buying power. We'll come back home. So when we close out a position, we get this margin back minus, whatever we lose and fees. So now our collateral value, if we come here, is down We've lost, yeah, about $27, I guess, is what we would have lost. Oh, a little more than that. It was at 838. Now we're sitting at 803. Okay. So now we will do is we'll check out these other positions. October 25th, the 2900 call. We'll come to options. We'll go to October 25th. We come to calls. We'll look for the 2900. That's a 19 delta. That one's okay for now. We're not worried about that. If it's not near 30, we're not too concerned. Let's come down here. Just to double check. These should be good. That's not even near. We'll double check it. October 25th, 3000 call. October 25th is the date that it expires. The strike price is 3,000 as long as at October 25th the price is 3,000 or below, then that option would expire worthless. The delta is 12, meaning the chances that it is 3,000 or above is the inverse of the delta. Basically we have a 12% chance of losing the trade, essentially, is what it means. So we're pretty good. We have an 88% chance of success, essentially, right now. So that's good. We're not worried about it. Keep in mind, we don't wait to adjust the trade. When it gets to that 30 delta, that's the point that we will adjust the trade. By adjust it, what we'll do is if we have to adjust this trade, just like we're going to do on the one we just closed out, we would roll out to a later month, a later week, and sometimes we would move the option even further away or closer in, either one. The whole goal is whatever premium we lose by closing out the option, we want to get that back. So, for example, let me pull up my calculator. So, for example, we were at 20,000, we were at 21,838. Now, currently, we're sitting at 20,803 when we close out that last trade, right? Minus 21,803. So we need to make back $35 when we sell more options in the future. We'll do that to be able to make back the collateral that we lost, and we'll use the current buying power that we have to be able to do that. Let's come down here, and this one's good still. This one's good. Let's double check this one. October 8th, 3,200. I'm sorry, November 8th, 3,200 strike, and it's at a 16 delta. For now, we're pretty good. So we only have one position to fix. Now, here's the slight downfall. We only have $1,500 of buying power to fix it. So we're going to see what we can do here. We're going to try to use this $1,500 available. If you're getting started with options and you want to be conservative, make certain you always have lots of buying power available. If you're starting with a $21,000 account, make sure you always have, $15,000 here for the first 3, 6, 9 months. Because the simplest way to stay safe is to trade small until you build your confidence. Now, in this case, I only have $1,500, so I've got limited options. I'm going to have to find something far out to get about 2.5% to 3%, far enough out. And I think I can do that. If I can't, then I'm going to have to come in here and sell one of these options that are, this one's not going to be liquid enough probably for me to sell, but I need to sell one of these options that's currently in the money to free up some buying power to be able to sell further in the future to get back that $35. All right. So here we go. We want to make at least $35. Let's see what we can find. Come to options. We know we're going to go out further than the 18th. So let's come here. We're going to sell call options. So we're going to sell above the market. So this is always a little bit confusing. The arrow's up, but call options comes down. See, the price comes down. So the price is up, which means it's getting closer to these numbers. Oftentimes, the price is almost up 7%. The likelihood that it keeps going up another 5%, 6% is far less likely, in my opinion. If the market goes up 7%, I think it's more likely to pull back. I'm always a bit contrarian. That's my personal belief, my personal bias. I'm not saying that that's accurate. It's just how I do it. So I believe we've had a big spike up in the price. I want to get I use that as an advantage to get a little bit higher away from the price because I suspect the market's gonna. If you watch my arrow on the screen, if the market spikes up, I suspect it's gonna probably pull back down a little bit, and then at least in the short term. So let's go out and see the 25th. Let's see what we can get here. We got a 12. So we got to get 35, and we currently, if we were to click on that, we currently have $1,100 in buying power. If we sold 3, we could possibly sell 4. Look, if we sold 4 at a 12 delta, $3,000 is where it's got to go. That would get us $54. That's good. That's more than 35. Let's see if we come here and we're a little bit safer at an 8 delta. Let's do 4 there. That's $30. See, that doesn't quite get us there. $32. That doesn't quite get us there. But what does get us to 3,100? I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here. I need to get 35, but see, keep in mind I got to pay the fees too, so that's definitely not going to get me there. I don't want to have a 12 delta. I'd like to stay below a 10 delta. Let's go to November 1st. Let's do November 1st. And let's come down here to a 9 delta. Yeah, that's not going to quite get it either. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe. 9 delta will. Let's go to 3. That's 42. I like that. At a 9 delta by November 1st. I kind of like that actually. And that will save some of my buying power. You know what? I'm gonna do this. Let me go ahead and wait a minute. I gotta do some math here. Yep, that's only gonna take up about $4, so I'll still be above 35. Let's do that. Let's do that. So I just made money. Just realize what I just did. I actually closed out a position that was losing and I rolled it into the future. So I actually made money. A lot of options traders, the way they'll say, hey, I didn't lose any money, I just rolled out in the future. And they're right to some degree. And I rolled out into a better position. I was able to close out that trade, roll out into a better position with a 89% chance of success. That one expires on November 1st, and it's right here. This is the position I have. So I actually improved my position. This is what's so incredible about options trading. Now, what kept me from using all my buying power is I want to keep myself a little bit nimble and a little bit safe right here. As much as I want to make $1,000 a month, I would rather only make $200 a month versus have a losing month, right? So here's the positions that I currently have on. Well, if things keep going against me, I'm going to have to adjust this position possibly. So I want to make certain that I have buying power available that's going to make it easier to adjust this position. So let's see where we're at, which one's in the most trouble. I think it's this one, October 25th, 2900 strike. That's a 19 delta. So that's the one we need to watch that. The good news is it's already up 7% and it's only at a 19 delta. So if we hit another 5% on top of this, if we end up going up 11, 12%, which is unusual, but it could happen, then we're going to start to get in trouble here. But for now, we're probably pretty good. That one's at a 19. Let's double check this one. November 1st, 3000 strike. That's an 18 delta. All right, so that's one that we've got to kind of watch. By the way, let me show you an interesting lesson here. Because we sold this one so far out in the future a while back, notice that even at a 19 delta, it's still on a percentage basis of the overall position, it's only down 158%, where this one is closer in and it's already down 228%. Sometimes when you sell further out, it can be a bit of a more conservative move in some ways. Because the closer you get, the quicker the option price can move against you. But if you've established a position and you're at a delta of 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 and you're a month out, it can oftentimes be seen. Some people say that's a much more conservative trade because it's not going to move against you. You're not going to get the data decay so fast. But some people like to trade at that 1 month mark, and they feel like trading, 2-day options or 1 day or 1 week out can be a little bit too volatile for them. And this sort of makes that point for you. Hopefully, this is making a little bit of sense to you. I may not be articulating this well, but hopefully you can just kind of see the numbers now that I've pointed it out to you. So October 25th, 2900. I'm double check it. We have to watch this one. 29. This is the one we pay attention to. If I get to about a 27, 28 delta, I'll probably go ahead and roll this. I'm not going to wait for 30 in this case, particularly if it happens when I'm, going to be away from the computer or whatever. All right. Hopefully you've learned a little bit. We've just rolled an option out into the future, and we still preserved our cloud hour value. And statistically, our positions are doing very, very well. If you have any questions in the comments, let me know. I don't get the roll options often on camera because we're selling so far out on our deltas. We're selling so far out to that between 5 and 10 delta that we're usually safe. And most days we don't have to do anything. So this is a chance for you to kind of see me actually do something in other than just sell options and take profits. So you've seen me adjust an option today. And if you have any questions about that, let me know down in the comments. And hopefully you're learning and you're gaining confidence as you continue to watch this. If you want to get started, what I recommend that you do is, come in with, a small amount into Derive. People say, how much can you get started with? Well, you could get started with, $3,000, $5,000. But what I would do is I would bring in my USDC, and what I would do is I would sell one option, one contract on Ethereum, which is about $300, $330, somewhere in there. And I would just sell one, probably 1 or 2 weeks out, and just watch it. If it gets into trouble, it's easy enough to sell 2 contracts another week or 2 out, and you'll make up, anything that you lose when you close it out. Sell between 5 and 10 delta, roll or adjust if it gets to that 30 delta. If you are only trading one Ethereum contract, then you're going to be extremely conservative, extremely safe, and just trade that 1 or 2 contracts, particularly if you have like a $5,000 account, until you get some, this starts to make sense to you. And it's going to make far more sense to you within 3 to 5 days of your own trading than watching 30 of my videos. When you see your own numbers and you start watching the prices change with the market and with them getting close to their expiration point. Keep in mind, we're only selling options. We're selling put options. We're selling call options. You can do this. You don't have to get intimidated by this. Just start small and go out for a couple of weeks. Sell an option out there that's, at a 5 or 10 delta. You would come over here if I was getting started. I would go out to we're already on the 14th, so I'd probably go out 7 days or more, which would be the 25th here. And I would come over here and I'd look for something that's selling at a 5 or a 7 delta, even this 5 delta, sell one. And it's not about making a ton of money. You're going to need $344. And if you have a $3,000 in your account, that's just over 10%, 11%. And you'll just sell that one. And you're going to have $404.20 that you're going to make right then and there, minus the fees. So $3 and some change. And it's not about making money. It's about watching that option price expire over time. You'll end up in the red because there's a little bit of a spread here. So you'll be losing about 20, 25% initially. And then as every day passes, as long as the price doesn't catapult up to 3,200, you're going to be good. You have a 95% chance of success on this trade. And you're going to be making about 1% almost. That's not bad. That's a great start just to gain confidence. And if you want to sell put, you come to the other side, you look at the delta, you're like, oh, you know what? I'd rather sell a put. And you come over here and you're going to make $6 on a 6 delta. By the way, you always make a little bit more money for the same delta on the put side. So you're like, oh, I'm going to make $6. There you go. You're going to make 1% over the next 9 or 10 or 12 days. That's it. Just sell one. Just watch it. Learn how the market moves inside of your account. That's all you have to do. It's easy to get started. If you have a $3,000, $5,000 account, it's easy to get started. You're not going to be stressed. If it goes against you, you're just going to close it like I did, and go further out into the future, sell 1 or 2 contracts, and you're going to make that $6.80 back essentially when you sell out in the future. That's all you have to do to get started. It's very, very simple. You don't have to be stressed. Just trade small in the beginning and build up your confidence. You can figure this out, I promise you. And it's probably going to change your life, is the truth. All right, thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Any questions, put them down in the comments. I've considered doing some coaching on this. I've considered creating some mini courses on this. If that's something that you actually want, let me know down in the comments. I'm definitely going to try to do some more tutorial videos as well, some more explaining as well. But the only way you're going to ultimately gain confidence is just to start yourself with a small account. Start small, gain confidence, and then over time, you'll just get better and better and you'll scale up your position, scale up your account overall. All right, this is Crypto Wealth. I'm out. Thanks for watching. You got this. You can do this.